shit, but still get it sold and we golden and I ain't weighing bricks. Hot box in the grass. You got a notch at your man. The top notch with some hash. You got no shot, you can't laugh. I blast on them, we mash the gas on them. They pass me the glass and I have to laugh on them. No drinking, we smoking. So let it soak in. My weekend is open. There's records to be broken. Get Guinness on my minutes like Dennis. I'm bout it, no limit. You got no shot in the slimmest. When we start to finish, I mix it up like a chemist. I'm in it to win it. The time has passed for repentance. Mercy for the weak. Only the strong will survive. So I'm flexing my muscle and coming to take what's mine.
Who's bringing the flavor to your ear? Which one you ladies gon' make it disappear? Who got the ganja? No, my time's near. Your niggas had a chance, now we're taking it from here. Who's bringing the flavor to your ear? Which one you ladies gon' make it disappear? Who got the ganja? No, my time's near. Your niggas had a chance, now we're taking it from here. Stoned Chakra. Yeah. We up, guys. It's your boy. What do I got going on here? It's your boy, Stoned Chakra. And I'm back. With another episode of Getting High with Stoned Chakra. Oh, yeah. So after a nice little hiatus, nice little self-imposed hiatus, I'm back. If you guys have been paying attention to the social medias or the YouTubes, you'll know that a new visuals have dropped. The visuals are for The Fall, a song that if you've been watching the stream, you've probably heard a whole bunch of times. It is one of the newest songs off of the album Flux that is going to be dropping 420. But the pre-sales for Flux, of course, will be going live next Friday, so March 26th. Whip out your phones and, you know what I mean, get the clicking on your Spotify's and your Apple Musics, and I think those are like the two main ones, and I guess YouTube. Like, what are the main things that people use to listen to music now? It's pretty much just Spotify and Apple Music, right? And then YouTube if you want to watch videos or not pay. I don't fucking know. Either way, the fucking either way, the pre-saves are gonna be going live March 26th for Flux. So as of now, there are 2 music videos out for the new project. One is an anime music video with clips from Death Note and Psycho-Pass. If you guys have already watched it and you picked up on that, appreciate y'all. And then the other one is standard music video fare, at least as standard as it can be, using footage completely captured during the recording process. I was like, because I turned the studio session into a photo shoot, and I just like made it a whole big thing all in one, and I was able to get some actual like decent video. So I took that video footage, and now keep in mind, these is like back in the early stages of the other side, before any sort of mastering or anything. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, just make a video for it. And I made a video for it, and it's been out for like a minute. Like when I looked, hold on, let me look at the fucking release, the release date of this again. I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago. Making this project something that I've been working on for at the very least 2 years. Hold on, I gotta go through all my most recent uploads. Alright, so yeah. Literally just over 2 years ago, Other Side was released as a music video. So that shit was March 13th of 2019. So yeah, I've been working on Flux for 2 years. Now keep in mind, working is a very loose term. Like, very loose term, that working, you know what I mean? Because yes, I made Other Side, I made Lokes, I made part of Goodfellas, but that's it. Like in between, like I was like writing stuff, but I wasn't recording anything. Like I was writing songs, like I was still listening to instrumentals and writing and stuff, but I wasn't recording. I was working, and then after I was working, I was back in school. So now the writing was happening during all this time, but there wasn't like a solid focus on getting this out, you know what I mean? I didn't even know what it was. Like when I made Other Side, Lokes, and Goodfellas, I didn't know what the project was going to be called. I didn't know how many songs it was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be an album or an EP. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know nothing about the album cover. I didn't know about like the general tone of the album. I didn't know like if there was going to be a concept of any kind involved. I didn't know any of that shit. All I had was basically 2.5 songs. 2.5 songs that I would like parse out here and there. Like I think I released Lokes on SoundCloud. It got like maybe 70 plays in the year and a half that it was up there. And then this like Other Side is literally, it only started getting more views like once I started doing these streams and started like gaming and shit. But even then, that shit was only at like 80 something plays. So it's not like, even though those songs have been like out there in the world for a little bit before the rest, it's not like they're well known or anything. You know what I mean? It was just out there. Now keep in mind, Lokes is no longer available on SoundCloud. I took that down. I think I took that down like 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, just because I wanted to, you know, not distract, essentially. But it's gonna be dope. Flux is gonna be very dope. I've been listening to it ad nauseum for a minute, and I've been bumping it in the car, and I've been playing it at my friend's house, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying it a lot. Now, I will say that when I listen to my shit and then I like go and listen to like Dedication 5, I'm just like, man, my bass is hitting way harder. Like my bass is slapping right now compared to their shit. Oh my gosh. Now today on the Smoky Smokes, we got ourselves some Sherbalato again. Sherbalato is making another appearance. This one is a sativa dominant that I've been enjoying a lot. Been enjoying it thoroughly. You know, it gives me a nice up feeling, and it also gives me a decent amount of focus. Now, when I was mixing and mastering Flux, Sherbalato was what was keeping me going, surprisingly. Like at the end of the day, I ended up just like being straight roasted like you would any other time you just do back-to-back dabs all day. But while I was in it, I was like, phew. I was in there hearing shit like, what was that? That came from the left field. I must adjust that. Like, it was so weird, but it was so cool at the same time. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Alright, let's see if that helps out a little bit. You know, I wasn't really planning. I was planning on kind of just having a blackout weekend. Just like, let's just do a blackout weekend. Like, these motherfuckers don't need to see or hear from me. But it was literally 3:56, and I was just like, I couldn't think of a reason to just like not do it. What was my reason yesterday? Oh, it was a concerted effort. It was a concerted effort yesterday to not be on the line. Like I was like, look, I put out my new content. I didn't do any reactions. I didn't do any live streams. I was just trying to like let the fall basically have its day. Did I even heat this up? I didn't. I didn't heat it up at all. Yeah, I didn't heat it up, guys. And I'm glad that I let like the fall have its day, because it didn't do like crazy numbers, but it did for what I feel compared to like my other just in general videos. Whenever I put shit up, it did pretty nice. I was very happy. Like, people seemed to like it. Lots of good comments. Yeah. Positive reinforcement. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good dab right there. I'd have to say, my favorite comment, and there's like I think there's like three fucking comments. Bananas. My favorite comment on the fall was, I can't, this is not verbatim, like I don't remember it like completely, but this is the gist of what it said. He's like, I've been around since Hyrule, always dope content. I guess I could just look at it. Like, I'm not sitting in front of the fucking computer right now. Clickety click, 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 click. Another click. And then we go to comments. Here we go. Been following since Hyrule. Content never disappoints. See? I kind of had the gist of it, you know. And I was like, damn. He's been following since Hyrule. And now keep in mind, not a lot of people know that. Like, it's not like I shouted it to the rooftops, especially like in the raps. Like in the raps, I would occasionally say it. Like if you listen to the old projects, you'd be like, names Hyrule because I rule while high. Like you'll hear that shit, but you won't really catch it unless you've been following for a minute. Because it was just Hyrule when I was just by myself. It was Hyrule when I was just by myself. Then Hyrule and Bane together made Stoned Chakra. But as time went on, like, I am Stoned Chakra. Like, I thought, now keep in mind, when the split did happen, I thought about, like, just dissolving it. You know what I mean? Just dissolving it and going back to Hyrule. But as much as I'm down for Zelda, I mean, come on. Link shirt, Triforce tattoo, like, I'm about that Zelda life, you know? But it was a whole thing. Like, it was capital H, you know, lowercase y, capital R, lowercase u, lowercase l, and then the number 3. You know what I mean? It was just, you know what I mean? I was doing the leet speak thing. I was just like, it was too much. It was too much. Even though it was a very short name, it was too much. It was too much going on. And the name Hyrule, even though the name's Hyrule because I rule while high, like, yes, it's mentioning weed and shit, but it's more, I would say it leans more to the Mega Ran, MC Chris realm of music, and that's something that I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? And people, and the thing was, people were already calling me Stoned Chakra already. Like, yeah, I came up with the name as like a group name, but when I was, because keep in mind, I'm handing out these stickers, I'm handing out these shirts and CDs, like, I'm the one doing the choruses, like, you hear me a lot. Like, what's up, Stoned Chakra? Like, it would kind of be like that. Like, nobody would really refer to me as Hyrule or even make mention of the fact that Stoned Chakra was a fucking group name, you know what I mean? So when the split happened, like, one, it's a fucking dope ass name that I came up with, one. And two, I guess that's so Stoned Chakra became like a noun, you know what I mean, that melded with me. It came from me and then it melded with me. It was thought incest. You know what I mean? My thought baby and I got together. Yeah, that sounds weird. But yes, I had a lot built into Stoned Chakra, and I wasn't just gonna throw that away because there was no longer a partnership. So yes, I am Stoned Chakra. I took that shit and ran with it. You know, let them have the company, all that. And then for the next essentially the next three and a half years, I was just running and gunning. Because you got to keep in mind, like, this was like a living situation thing too, because dude's living situation got messed up. He came to stay where I was at, where I was, you know, I was paying half the bills 50-50. Then he came in, and then it became a third. You know what I mean? And then because I was being salty, because I was trying to get this music done, and he was in the throes of dating my cousin. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna work on the music and not deal with it. I stayed in my room, and then apparently just me not talking. Happy 420, everyone. Let me hit it with the
Stoned Chakra.
let's get the party going. Ski. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh. Woo! Boy, howdy. Well, as you can tell, I've had me a successful 420 Dabberton. Sup, Randy? I saw you there, but you saw me. I was in the midst of taking care of business. Oh, ooh, we got some. Oh, that one got some sweat going. Yeah, I like that. That was the fire right there. Ooh, all right. So I switched it up on that one. The reason it hit me is because I switched it up. I switched it up to the Wonka. See, I started the stream off with the Sherpa Lotto, but then for the 420 hit, I was like, let me get that Wonka. Let me get that Wonka real quick. It was a good decision. No regrets. No regrets. But yeah, I was basically making myself a shut-in, and I guess my making myself a shut-in made them feel uncomfortable. And then I was starting to get bitter because I was doing all this shit around the house, and then they weren't doing shit around the house. They was going to casinos, going to movies, going to dinner. I'm out here doing dishes, taking out garbage. And then I was like, I'm gonna do this experiment. I decided that to see if I didn't take the garbage out, if anybody else would. Well, the trash ended up backed up for 2 weeks. And then when they finally get it out, they don't take the can in. And then they ask me to bring the can in, and I just straight lose it. I straight lose it. All the things I've been bottling up, they've come flying out. And he's like, well, I think it would be best if you just, you find another place to live. So, he's the one that needed a place to stay, came to where I was at, and then I'm the one that ended up having to leave. So yeah, after that happened, I was like, I can't trust you with any serious aspect of my life, and that definitely means what I want to do with music. So I was like, nah. From now on, Stoned Chakra is just me. And I'm complete. I was completely cool with that, and I am completely cool with that. I'm at a point now where I can talk to both of them and be completely fine with what happened, even though it was grimy as fuck. But I'm at a place where that needed to happen. It was necessary. If that makes sense. And the worst part, the part where I was just like super salty. What had happened was, I'm gonna turn off the party because it's getting serious. It's getting a little serious now. The saltiest part was, I would say, on the second project, so that's What's Love Got to Do with It, the EP. We were doing shows and stuff and out there performing, and then we end up meeting this dude called Brian. I'm gonna call him Brian K. And he's like this, apparently he's like this huge fucking like promoter. He brings all these artists to do these shows. Like, he's been big in Cincinnati for I don't know how long. I talked to my friend. He's like, "Oh shit, you ran into Brian Kelly?" Because apparently he knows him for doing all these shows and shit. I'm just like, okay, so he's a big deal. He sees us. He's like, "Oh man, it's dope." Blah blah blah. He invites me and Adrian up to fucking Cleveland to or I don't even remember. Yeah, I think it was Cleveland, to fucking hang out and do drugs and go see a show and this, that, and the other. And at the end of the thing, he reaches out to me and he's like, "Yo, I can really do something with you. You've got a sound that I could easily push. But you're going to have to leave your friend." He's like, yeah. He basically came up to me. He's like, "I can make you famous, but you got to get rid of this one." And I said no. You know what I mean? Like, I said no. Like, no, no. I would never do that to them. Like, they would never do that to me. So no, I'm not about to tell him to kick rocks and then go with you. And I didn't regret it. And I don't regret it now, but I would say from once that happened, where he was just like silent when she was on that shit, and then I'd say like a good year and a half. I will be honest, a straight year and a half. I'm just like, I was given the opportunity to leave you in the dust, and I didn't take it for a friendship that I guess I thought was stronger than it was. Because when it came down to be like a real friend on some friend shit, he was nowhere to be found. Like, this chick that you hated, but now that you need somewhere to stay, you're getting real cozy. But they've been together since then, and they're going strong, so I guess it all worked out. But I'd say for a year and a half, I'm just like, I had the opportunity to be pushed to multiple labels, be taken on the whole nine, and I said no because the requirement was that I would have to kick you to the curb, and I didn't do it. So for a year and a half, I was stewing in that. I was super. That's why the fucking EP is called Kudo. It's fucking Japanese for black. I was ugh. Like, I was dancing in the dark. That's what it was. I was super heated. But it all works out for the best, because again, that was at a time when I thought that was necessary. Like, it would have been dope. I'm not gonna say that it wouldn't have been pretty dope, But at this point in this day and age, that shit is not necessary. Like, you don't need that. You just need to have the work ethic and get enough eyeballs on you. Like, you don't need millions of people. I'm not saying that it won't get to that, but to start, you just gotta keep building and building. It just takes time. Keep building, keep putting stuff out, keep writing songs, like keep doing shows. We'll see with the COVID shit. Like, I keep getting offered. Now, I'm not saying offered like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay you this amount of money. Like, no, it's not like a paid show. This is one of these fuck around Afton shows where they're like, all right, so you gotta sell this many tickets, and then you're gonna come down to this little dive bar, right? And then you're gonna sing your rappy raps, and then you might get like $2-3 per ticket. Enjoy yourself. You got a show, right? That's what you wanted, right? So they've been blowing up my phone like once a week, hitting my email and shit. Like, yeah, we want you for this show on the April 9th. But I'm gonna be completely honest, I haven't been to a show in over a year. Last show that I went to was March 9th of last year, and it was MC Chris. And then the show before that was, pretty sure it was New Year's Eve, Bass Nectar. And then, did I see anything before that? I think I might have saw Hippie Sabotage a few months before that, and then all the people that I saw at Electric Force that summer. And then I performed at a small festival called the Geek Out that summer too. So all the artists that I saw at that one. So that was like the tail end of 2019 going into 2020. That was my mix. A bunch of dance / rap / geek rap. Yeah. Now, with a whole bunch of shit popping off for like festivals and shows, like, it's making me like anxious, but it's also making me interested because I really want to go to something. But like, the requirements now are so stringent. You have to do so much stuff. You got to get a COVID test. Like, you either have to like bring a COVID negative test or take one on site, or you have to like bring your vaccine card. I think it's like one of those three. And without that, you can't even party. So I guess I would either have to, you know, what would I do? I guess like stop into a Kroger before I go, you know what I mean? Get one of them like $25 COVID tests, and then like bring it up to him like, here you go, here's my negative COVID test. Or wait until it's fucking creepy ass vaccine time. That shit is so fucking creepy. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, say anything like that. Like, I'm not anti stick a needle in your arm and get some disease. I'm not anti that. But it's so fucking creepy. Like it's not mandatory, but all of the, you know, businesses are like making it so that you'll be required to get one. Like, a lot of people for their jobs, it's a requirement. If you don't get it, you don't work. And then they trot motherfuckers like on TV getting it, especially like people that like look like me, and they trot them out to like make it look safe. You know what I mean? Like it's just a really creepy feeling. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the efficacy of it or any of that, but it just feels creepy. Like, and I've gotten over creepy before, so, I never like getting stabbed. That's why I haven't gotten a tattoo in forever, because I already know what that is. That's just getting stabbed repeatedly with an inky needle. Like, yeah, it looks cool, but I ain't gonna front, that shit hurts. That shit hurts. My mother's like, yeah, I like that shit. I like it when they just, like, when they really dig in there. You know what I mean? When they really get that needle in there and they really dig that shit in there. Like, I like that. Yeah. I like it when they go over my knee. Like people are wild. So I can't try and say that it's the most painful thing ever, but damn it, that shit ain't, like, people that say that it's pleasant, I'm just like, y'all are weird as fuck. Cause that, man, when that shit was going over here, right down here, right over, I can still feel it now. I can still feel it. So, but people are strange when you're strange. Sometimes being strange is strange. Oh man, I have food. Perfect. See, what had happened was, I was like, damn, I'm so hungry. What am I gonna... Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? He murdered them kids. But, I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do about this hunger in my belly from, doing these dabs? And then I remembered that I actually pulled off a fucking grocery delivery order on the online. Like, I went on the line and I clickety-clacked on the website the stuff that I wanted, and then they delivered it to my door, and I've been eating it ever since. Is that how groceries work? Yes, of course I know that's how fucking groceries work. But literally, it is just a lack of forethought. It is a lack of forethought and planning. I refused to just sit down and think about what I would like to eat and what I would like to have. Just didn't do it. Every time that I was thinking about food, it was already after I had disturbed the dragon. And when I say I disturbed the dragon means I got really high, and then it made me really hungry. That's when you disturb the dragon. See, I would disturb the dragon, and then the dragon would be hungry, and I'm sitting here trying to feed the dragon frantically. Like, well, it's gotta look. I'm not leaving, so it's gotta be delivered. Like, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And every time that I would actually take the time, like, maybe instead of just ordering some random shit from the, where would I get? From the taco spot. Maybe I should just make a big grocery order, and that way I could just have food for multiple days of food. Every time I would do it, I would click the shit, and they'd be like, there's no deliveries available for today. We can get you tomorrow. And I'd be like, fuck that. You got me fucked up. You think I'm waiting till tomorrow? What the fuck? I'm hungry now. And then from there, I would order a one-time quick fix that would handle it for the next 6-7 hours. And then I'd be hungry again, but then I'd be like, Well, shit, nothing's open. Looks like I ain't eating. It was ridiculous. It was a horrible system. Horrible. Now I've realized as long as you place the order before 2 p.m., you will be able to get a delivery that day. I would always wait until literally like after this show and I'm smoked myself into oblivion. So it's like 5:30 by the time I'm actually like looking and making a list. So like by 5:50 I'm ready to check out. They're like, yeah, we got you tomorrow. We got you tomorrow if you want to get some shit, or you can come get it. You can come get it. And the fuck I look like going to get some shit? Like I'm supposed to be going to a friend's house for some sort of birthday. I don't even want to do that. Does that make me horrible? Does it make me horrible that I don't want to put on real pants and then drive a long distance to see my friends? I don't know. Maybe. Like, I'm probably gonna do it because it's been a really long time. But in my heart, I don't want to. I just think about all the things that I'll have to like personally prepare and make ready for myself, because I got really bad anxiety, so I always have to have like basically a satchel of shit to make me feel like secure and in slight control. So whenever I go somewhere, like I'll bring shit that will make me feel like slightly in control. Like, all right, so I'll bring my battery pack and a charger, so I know I will be able to keep some things charged. Okay, I'll bring my laptop just in case I'm in a place where like I can use it and I actually need to get some stuff done. What if I need to check my Elron wallet? Okay, I'll bring my laptop. Should I bring my fucking charger? How long am I gonna be there? Is this a situation where I'm gonna be like on my laptop for a long time? Do I need to bring the charger? Maybe I should just bring the charger. And then literally I'm sitting there for 5 minutes trying to figure out if I should bring my charger or not. And then I always bring the Switch. Like, well, shit, what if I just want to like play a game? You know, what if other people want to play a game? Maybe I want to be the one. Maybe I want to be the one that, you know, allows people to play the games. Like, it's just so much that I wouldn't have to deal with if I just didn't go. Jesus, I never really sat and thought about it like that. Yeah, so that's what it is. Severe anxiety that I usually just end up coping with by having a big bag of goodies. Oh, and then I bring my rig, because I got to make sure that there's a way for me to smoke, because I know that I can't depend, and not to say that they aren't, but I can't trust that people will be able to do for me. You know what I mean? I can trust that they would if they could, or maybe they would want to in certain situations, maybe not in some others, but that's not something that I can depend on. You know what I mean? And that goes back to my severe lack of trust. Oh, Lordy. Let's do a dab while I'm over here exposing my guts, having a fucking therapy session and shit. I dropped the cap to my water and I'm not picking it up. Boom. sometimes you just gotta make life decisions like that. Like, look, this is what it is. Oh yeah.
Stoned Chakra.
But also, this might be a good opportunity, because I'm sure there's a few people in this group of friends that would love to be in a music video or two, or hold a camera, you know, things like that. I still need like a decent amount of people to wear suits and like sit around at dinner tables so I can reenact that scene from Goodfellas for the fucking video. Now, again, that's definitely a selfish way to look at it, and even looking at it from that point of view, you know what I mean? I still really don't wanna. Now, keep in mind, I've got a Red Bull, so I'm gonna drink that shit. And like, I already got a decent amount of shit, and that's another thing. Like, I already went out and did the, you know, the peopling, hanging out with friends thing last night, and like, I usually like to give myself a few days to fucking mentally recover from being personal. This is so fucking sad. But I usually don't do the back-to-back thing, and I didn't even remember last night was supposed to be a thing. I was literally sitting here at like 7:30, and then they call me up and they're like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, "Coming to what?" I completely forgot. I completely blocked it out. Like, oh yeah. I blocked it out. I blocked it out of my mind. It didn't even exist. What was I even watching? It wasn't even anything important. I think I was probably rewatching Restaurant Impossible. You know, just ridiculousness. Just like like, literally just doing that, and then they call me, and the only reason I answer it is because the person that called me were like looking for places, and I thought he was calling me because he like got word on a place. So I was like, oh shit, he might have got word on a place. I should probably answer this. And then I answer it, and it's him going on about how I'm supposed to be at this gathering that I completely forgot about. So it was just like, it was disappointment on multiple fronts, because one, he wasn't calling about a place, and two, he was calling about a social gathering that I completely forgotten about. Yeah, and it's those two things, because they're so taxing. Social gatherings are so taxing. Now, it's not like, I'm okay with a concert as long as the concert's going on. Like, I don't like too much time before a concert, and I definitely don't like just hanging out after a concert. After the concert's over, I want to go. Like, I want to be gone. Now, I'm not talking about like performance-wise, because usually performance-wise, there's acts on after me, so I can't just perform and leave. But when it's just me like going to enjoy a show, like as soon as that show's out, I'm gone. All those fucking people. Like, I don't know how I am able. Probably the drugs. I would say it's probably the drugs, because just thinking about how much anxiety I have being around people I know in an environment that I've been in before, it's like, how do I not freak out when I'm in seas of thousands and thousands of people at these shows? And I would say it's some form of familiarity with the people that are like directly around me. So like my immediate surroundings of people, and then also the drugs. I would also say the drugs. You know, more likely than not, I should probably. I mean, keep in mind this is probably by the standards of a medical professional, but I wouldn't be surprised if after being seen for, you know, a regular amount of time, that they determined that I needed to be on some sort of anxiety medication. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I didn't know how bad it was until I started having panic attacks. Like, I had a panic attack at work more than once, and then I had a panic attack in a grocery store. We're all dealing with our own personal struggles. But this is the fall. Feel free to check it out on my YouTube channel. It's got some nice visuals to it. Damn, I'm really like dropping hella frames today. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how many frames are being dropped. Sorry for the choppy stream today, guys. Looks like we're cutting out like at least 5%, so definitely apologize. You know, hopefully, you know, well, I guess not hopefully. I just got to keep waiting for this nice little e-gold pop. I think when I get this nice little e-gold pop, I'm gonna take out some profits and grab myself some sort of new computer. I kind of want to wait too to see what drops, because I think there's going to be a new version of the M1 chip, so I want to wait and see what's popping with that. So I might, like, in the meantime, like get a nice like little gaming PC, because I still want to do the thing where I make the switch to having like just a dedicated streaming and gaming PC, and then just have my Mac just strictly be for like my own personal entertainment and for creative shit. So have it, you know, strictly be for me, you know, chilling and lounging and, you know, watching shit occasionally, and then also have it be strictly for my music production, my art creation, my video production, that shit. Cause now it's going okay. It's doing okay today on the Mac side, because I really prefer, especially for the Getting High with Stoned Chakra Live, I really prefer doing it on the Mac side. One, because I already have it all set up, and two, I don't like Windows. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 100. I don't like it. I don't like dealing with it. It annoys me. Like, it always annoyed me, but there wasn't anything else. Like, you know, you use it all day at school. Like, I occasionally got to use Mac at school, but it wasn't like often. It was mainly Windows. You go to work, it's usually a Windows fucking system, and it was always just annoying as fuck. And then when I fucking got myself a laptop, and the shit crashed multiple times, but then this one time when it just had a big crash, it was at a point where I hadn't backed up my hard drive in like a couple months, So, and that was like a big, huge span of creation. And yes, should have backed it up, but at the same time, the fuck kind of shit, like what the fuck kind of shit system are you building where all the time you're seeing this blue fucking screen, and the only way to fucking bring your shit back is to have a hard reset? Like, that just seems stupid. Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. So when that happened, I basically swore off Windows completely. Fully defected, like made a full defection. I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm living in the cloud now, baby. Signed up for that fucking iCloud shit. Got a MacBook Pro, and of course I still got a backup hard drive to also have a hard backup as well. But yeah, I was done. I was done. And of course now they've got cloud options for, directly through Microsoft, and you could always use Amazon, and there's other cloud services as well, fucking Dropbox and all that shit. But I was completely just turned off from Windows, and the only reason that I have Windows on my fucking MacBook now was because I wanted to play games again. Like, that's how much I missed gaming. Like, when I made the switch to Mac, like, I saw people playing games on Mac, so I thought, there would be at least some, but at the time it was basically only World of Warcraft and like a few other games, and that was it. That was like actually converted over to Mac for you to actually use. Everything else, like, motherfuckers was using Wine and all this other shit in order to make it run, which I didn't know at the time. But it's and then when I started back in school, I needed Windows, so thankfully I already like had it on my fucking system, or else I wouldn't have been able to get through most of school, because for that you have to use Windows-based programs. Yeah, I did. What was I using? I was using Visual Studio and then SQL. And for both of those, you had to have Microsoft Windows. And now, to be completely honest, when I go in there, it's a reminder that I went to school and didn't finish. And even though that I know that I could do it, but at the same time that it's something that I didn't want to do. Literally the whole purpose of going to school and then becoming a developer was strictly for having money to throw, like, at the music. Like, it was just a big runaround. It was like I'll finally be able to have a good push with my music if I just have enough money, like, and I'll get enough money if I go back to school, and then I'll just take this 3 years and go to school and get this job, and then my first year, and then blah. It was a whole thing. And at the same time, I was also concerned about how others viewed me. Like, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm still trying to make music. Like, everybody that I know, I look around, is fucking married, they have kids, and here I am making hippie hop songs. So I was like, also taking that into consideration, but then it just all got to be too much. And once I actually just like stopped and really just focused on doing stuff for Stoned Chakra, it was kind of wild to see a whole bunch of Stoned Chakra shit happening, like Stoned Chakra hoodies and Stoned Chakra long sleeve tees and stickers and this and that, and got the website. Yeah, so feel free to visit stonedchakra.com for all your Stoned Chakra needs. We got Stoned Chakra hoodies, Stoned Chakra long sleeve tees, Stoned Chakra tie-dye, Stoned Chakra stickers, Stoned Chakra magnets. Magnets, how do they work? Don't know, but they're available at stonedchakra.com. All right, that's enough of that. But when and it was, again, it was a nudge, it was a push, it was me like being super down, doing stuff that I knew that I didn't want to do. So being able to realize that this is what I should be doing, and then actually doing it and realizing like how much peace and joy like it actually brought me. It was kind of comforting, well, very comforting and reassuring, even though it's not like sure footing. You know what I mean? Like, I have a vision of where I want to go, but when I look down, I don't see how. You know what I mean? Like, I see like little things in front of me, like just keep pushing, like just, but to see like where my feet are actually gonna step, that's only something that I see once like my foot is landed there, and that can feel kind of unsettling, but it's something that I'm learning to lean into. So I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. But now that I'm done high rambling, you know, feel free to tune in again every 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, not everyone, because, you know, sometimes I just say fuck it. But, you know, you'll get a notification if you're signed up for YouTube. You know, hit the bell, hit the like. Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time are episodes of Getting High with Stoned Chakra. Pre-saves for the new album Flux are going live March 26th, and the new album is going to be dropping 4/20 of this year. So get ready for that, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Peace.